Can consciousness explore itself? For instance, can improved self-awareness lead to self-exploration? After long years of training, it came the moment when I could orient attention to its source. That is a purely paranormal experience. If you measure the EEG of that person doing that, it's off the chart what you see there. It's way beyond biology. We did it. But it takes years of training to achieve that. I started studying nuclear physics, and then I shifted. I worked as a scientific researcher in formal languages and artificial intelligence. When I was 19, I started also to practice meditation, tantra, yoga, all kinds of disciplines. I studied extensively Eastern philosophy mostly, but also a lot of the Western philosophy, because I wanted to find out some answers that my scientific environment didn't offer entirely. And I found models, thousands of years old, that are extraordinarily accurate to understand phenomenology that happens to us today. And then I studied them, and I started to see if it is possible to find some bridges, way to validate those models in our life, in our way of thinking, and in our way of seeing the world. And the results were very promising. We aim today to understand the nature of consciousness by rationally analyzing its work or its effects. As a result, we are limited to the simple logical architecture, to the mind. And the mind is just a small part of our consciousness. This is based on the law of excluded middle, as we know. If it is me, it cannot be you. If it is white, it cannot be black. If it's black, it cannot be white. If I am here, I cannot be there, and so on. Now, of course, one can say, but this is how things are built. Is it? Any physicist can tell today that's so far from the truth. Now the question is, where is the threshold? Why do you tell us that in the micro-universe things are happening non-linear, things are happening in a weird way, and at some point we, made of the same particles, start to behave and become Newtonian? Why? Why that? And then I started to push the boundaries. I was in university, still a student, when after a program of 1 year of 6 to 8 hours of training, I started to realize that it is possible that the boundary where the weird stops and classic so-called starts is because of our incoherence and not because of some objective boundaries. It is true if we want to talk about subatomic particles or clusters of subatomic particles, perhaps small tissues. But can it be valid for me, for my life? For the quantum field of events around me is so obvious that I can create what normally is called miracles. When self-centered, consciousness escapes the thinking process. You can obtain a state of no thinking, which is a state of the highest creativity, highest connectedness, highest possibility. Unbelievable. All kinds of phenomena happen there that are way beyond our way of understanding things today. And all it takes is self-centeredness and allowing the consciousness escape, because it's exactly as a balloon that you cut the wire that holds it down and is full of something lighter. It's just rising beyond the thinking process.